Okay, so this video is going to be about wing care and also a little quick session that I had with Savio. It's just the two of us. We went down, it's blowing about 30 miles an hour, really windy. So all I'm going to need is my 5. I'm going to take that with me today and have a little go. Oh, hello. You've caught me caring for my wings. Single most thing about looking after a wing is keeping it dry. If you've been on the water and you come off the water, you must make sure it's dry before you put it away. Don't wash off the salt water because the salt water will stop it rotting and stop it getting mildew. If it's been in fresh water, make sure it's even more dry. So the drier, the better. It should be put away 100% dry so you can feel it's still crispy. The second thing, when you're putting it away, if you get one of the small bags, don't cram it into the small bag. Get yourself another bag. This one, ditch it. This one is a bigger bag. You know, fold up your wing, keep the windows nice and flat, fold it up and fit it in your bag. So here I have an old kite bag that you can see that the wing just fits in really well. One thing to note is to make sure that your leash is really dry before you put that in, because that could cause issues as well. If it goes in wet, then what happens is the coatings start to wear away. Also, if it still has sand on it, it will rub and chafe and could possibly cause holes and pinholes to appear. You'll often get pinholes from it sliding across the beach or shells. So make sure it's dry, free from as much sand as you possibly can. Put it in an oversized bag. Zip it up. Ideally, I'll leave a little bit open and it can just continue to air in the bag. Keep that stored somewhere nice and dry, ready for your next session. Can't really see a pinhole on your wing. What you really need to do is you need to hold it up to the light. When you hold it up to the light, as you can see the pinholes quite easily. So every time you go in the water, you should check your wing over. If you've got a little pinhole in your wing, it's likely to turn into a rip. And the best thing that I've found to do is, if you don't want to send it off to get it repaired professionally, is to deal with it yourself. The two products I use, they're both by Storm Shore. The main one I use is the Tough Tape. And you can get this Tough Tape and you can cut it into whatever size pieces that you want. It's a good idea really to round off the edges. If you round off the edges, you can get a better bond on it and then it won't peel on the corners. Removing the backing from Tough Tape is tough, especially without your glasses on. Once you get it, you put it over, you stretch out your material and put your patch on. The next thing you need to do is find yourself a spoon. So once you've got your spoon, you found a piece of cardboard, put your material on top of the cardboard and then you use the back of the spoon, you push it down into the weave of the material. This is called burnishing. You burnish it on and it'll give it a really good bond. Once you've done that, you go to the other side of the wing and you patch that side as well, exactly over the other patch. And this I've used on various kites and they've lasted for 5-6 years and I've never had any problems on small pinholes or nicks. The other product that I use is Storm Shore glue. I find it's very good for tiny pinholes and I just lay out my wing flat. I'll take the glue and I'll just put a small dot on top of the pinhole and it will flatten slightly with gravity and leave it 24 hours and then it's ready to use. You can always use some ice just to go over it, just to squash it down that little bit, make it a little bit flatter for a better finish. Again, I've used that on many kites and it's lasted many years and I've never had any problem. If you're wanting to maintain the resale value of your kite, then obviously you're probably better off sending it off to a proper shop and getting a repair that's stitched. If it's something larger as well, the same thing. It's only really good for sort of small 1-inch cuts, nicks, small tears. What an excellent day chasing Sav around. Time to go home now. Get the wings all dried down, stored correctly, ready for the next session. Bye bye for now, see you burn, and I'll see you all on the next one.